Welcome to Bahay Kubo, the show where we explore Filipino vegetables.
Bahay Kubo, kahit munti ang halaman doon ay sari-sari.
We were supposed to start in a market, but we couldn't find this in a market. This is called Tabon Tabon, which means cover in English. Every single person I've shown this to in Metro Manila, Northern Luzon, even some people in mostly those two places had no idea what this was. But apparently a lot of you online from Mindanao knew exactly what it was. So without further ado, I give you go Tabon Tabon, go Tabon Tabon, go Tabon Tabon, go. Woo! So Tabon Tabon is a fruit mostly known, as I said, in most parts of Mindanao. A lot of people actually use this in their Kilawin or Kinilaw down there. It looks like a chico. It can literally kill someone. It's as hard as a freaking rock. It's still not broken. Apparently you need to use this within 10 days of it being picked. I don't know if mine are super fresh enough. I think they were just picked because one of my friends in CDO actually got them from me about 3 days ago. So they should still be all right, but they seem really hard. So I cut one open and it seems okay. So they say this texture here should be soft enough that you can scrape at it. And right now it's still soft enough that I can scrape at it. So let's talk about this. So this is a wild fruit apparently. When I say wild, it's actually grown in the wild. It doesn't necessarily have to be cultivated. It comes from a shrub that can grow up to 10 meters high. And yeah, so this is the fruit. And it's basically just like a huge seed inside. When you cut it up, it looks like this weird kind of actually really pretty color palette of beiges and roses and things, and something that you've never seen. It's like almost a coconut, could be-ish. Not much smell. I tasted it a while ago. I'll taste it again for you. It's just like it's like astringent. It's a type of flavor that just kills, that like, it's like anesthesia almost, in terms of like, it's a little tingly and it removes flavor from your mouth. And apparently why they use this a lot in Kilawin is to remove the fishy taste and the fishy smell of certain fish. But what's super important too, and actually really kind of interesting, is that it's said to have really strong antibacterial properties, which means that it helps with indigestion and things like that. So it actually does make sense that if you're using fish that's not super fresh or from waters where you don't know if there's anything bad in the water, this apparently helps kind of reduce issues you might have from eating or consuming that fish, which is really cool. So after doing a lot of research online, that's all I could really find about it. But I got a lot of Instagram stories and messages from people telling me that they know how to use it and they mostly use it in Kilawin. So that's what we're gonna do today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this, and I only found one recipe online where they actually show you how to use Tabon Tabon, is I'm just gonna scrape this pulp, and I'm gonna place it in the strainer, and I'm gonna tell you why exactly in a second. But it's cool how it keeps that pattern all throughout. So once that's in there, transfer it to a glass. I'm gonna put a little coconut vinegar there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of squash it. And I think what we're trying to do here is grab some of the sap from the Tabon Tabon, or the juice from the Tabon Tabon. So to really just quickly kind of like lend its juices to the vinegar, and then we're gonna add the vinegar to our Kilawin. So this will act as our quote-unquote neutralizer for the dish. All right, so I've squashed that as much as I could. Let me taste the vinegar now, just the vinegar, and see if it makes any difference. The vinegar now has a sweet, sour kind of balance to it, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain that into my dish here. If you see, the vinegar at first was super clear, and then after the Tabon Tabon, you do have a massive color difference. So definitely, I got a lot of the sap that's in there. So next step, oh, you want to see something really funny? I didn't show you how I opened the other one, but I'll try to open this one for you. It's really funny. So you need a big cleaver knife. Put that in there. And then squash it, and then it opens. It takes a lot of time. It took us, I was pounding this for a good 10 minutes a while ago. All right, now to work on the traditional aromatics of a Kilawin. So I've got some ginger over here. I'm gonna put all of that with my Tabon Tabon vinegar. one not so super chili, spicy chili. Just a little bit of some red onions. Spring onions as well. It's just the green parts. Got some beautiful tuna. And we're just gonna go ahead and cube it up. Throw all the fish into my container here. Quickly squeeze some calamansi. Since Kilawin is really made mostly and cooked with so usually some beautiful coconut vinegar that you're using, you don't really need that much calamansi, but obviously if you want it to be more like a ceviche, then you'd add some more limes or some calamansi to it. I find the vinegar for me tastes really kind of like that I grew up with. I just add a little bit of calamansi because it helps just liven it up a little bit. This is 100% spiced palm vinegar, and it has a little bit of sugar, some salt, some garlic, chili, and peppers, and when you taste it, it's so good and delicious. So I'm adding that to my coconut vinegar because I feel in the Philippines, we have such great vinegars, and now more and more of these artisans are making like really cool mixes. So go ahead and mess around with it and add them to your Kilawin for something really nice and interesting and different. It's really up to you. I know some people that let it really swim in vinegar. I kind of like mine just with a light coating of vinegar. Happen here, you're gonna see the mix slowly turn white, and then we're just gonna leave this in the fridge for about anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, and you'll see that the fish will slightly cook down a little bit. What you see here is that the liquid turns slightly white and opaque, which is exactly what you want because it means that the fish is cooking just slightly, and we're gonna leave that in the fridge for about anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. Here's the finished product. I'm gonna give it a taste. That's such a different type of flavor. It's so intense. It really brings out this kind of like sweet sour variation in there. There's the only sugar that's in there is from this vinegar, and it's not even that sweet. But the addition of the Tabon Tabon really makes it so good. It makes it feel really fresh all of a sudden. That was another episode of Bahay Kubo. I hope you learned something about this wonderful fruit, because I sure did. And it's always fun to delve into things that you don't really know much about because you come out hopefully a little bit smarter. Well, I hope I come out a little bit smarter. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. If there are any weird fruits or vegetables you really think we should feature in Bahay Kubo, comment down below. It'll be really helpful.